One more. The foot simply continues getting bigger and bigger, guys, and I'm rather certain that many XRP holders are currently selling their currencies. Why has there been such a large-scale campaign? It is a foot attack that occurred just now. Knowledge gained from the Coin Telegraph, slimes from XRP. When the community calls for its departure, liquidity for insiders, XRP claims he will no longer help. Ripple holders are not worth supporting because they only offer insiders liquidity and nothing else of value to the industry. The same is true with Cardano, Hedera, Pulse Chain, and so forth. Hey, depending on how you look at it, that's in every coin. There must always be XA liquidity, isn't that correct? Satoshi Nakamoto hasn't started his selling spree since they inflated Bitcoin to over $100,000 so they could start selling. And when he finally makes an appearance, it will likely be at a very high price for Bitcoin, right? When will he sell? So they can absorb, or so the market can absorb as much as possible of his Bitcoin selling pressure, guys, in order for him to make as much money as feasible. I'm excited for that to happen today, guys, and I wonder if he will support the Bitcoin community well. He obviously won't because he doesn't support the idea that retail is excellent currency, but if he didn't notice, that's literally in every project. Guys, come down here now. Whoa, there's so much discussion on exit liquidity right now. Are we telling the truth? For Ripple, are we really exit liquidity? As well as the purported insiders. According to Monkey, I am the exit liquidity of Ripple and have increased 589% so far this year. Since XRP has reached new all-time highs, how can we be exit liquidity? Correct? I find it a little odd, don't you think? The reason why people say that we have excess liquidity is because, in essence, extra liquidity occurs when they rig prices to rise and then insiders sell. All okay, and they take off with their earnings, leaving retail to bear the consequences. I suppose the reason they say this is because if you compare the extra beaver spit, there's always a pump, followed by the dump pump, which is followed by another dump, huh? They are discussing this chart, and according to Benjamin Cohen, XRP is unlikely to ever reach these lows again. Alright, according to a Bitcoin Max, XRP versus Bitcoin will never again fall to this level. Alright, when you discuss this chart, however, you are aware that the USD pairing does not include XRP versus Bitcoin. It has been operating and flying. Alright, folks, the comments down here, man, are crazy. As good as rain. He is absolutely correct. However, how is everyone in the world currently holding XRP? So that doesn't make sense. You're making money if you didn't purchase the tippity top, right? But take a look at this. I take it that this indicates the most despised rally odds. In case you haven't noticed, XRP is the most despised coin in the whole business. Well, people will short more XRP as it rises. Isn't that right? That gives XRP even more motivation to keep igniting the shorts, people. Let's go on to the subject of X liquidity and discuss Satoshi Nakamoto. Now valued at an estimated $129 billion, Satoshi Nakamoto is the 11th richest person in the world, thanks to his collection of 1.1 million Bitcoin. He has that much Bitcoin in his possession. And when it was pennies, he mined it. Do you people understand this? The fact that Satoshi hasn't sold is the sole reason they don't criticize him for utilizing retail as exit liquidity. Only when Bitcoin was incredibly cheap, like pennies, did he sell. But he persisted till now. Do you guys know why a company that has a lot of digital assets could be a good or a bad thing? One of the advantages is that if they simply hold, there is no selling pressure when the asset is rising. Thus, the item will just continue to fly. There would be a lot of selling pressure if Satoshi sold during the process, wouldn't there? Bitcoin wouldn't be as prevalent as it is at the moment. I believe he is waiting because of this, guys. He's hoping for Bitcoin to reach $1 million or possibly six figures. He will then let out the Kraken, let it go. Well, therefore, to those who are speaking, well, Ripples are carrying a big bag of XRP, and the first escrow is an escrow, correct? It will be made available on specific days. Second, if they did sell, they would have put the money back into the business, which is the fintech company Ripple, if they had sold some XRP, which in turn further embraces the entire ecosystem, correct? Additionally, invention accelerates, which is a wonderful thing. Now I find it incredibly strange that much of this FUD tends to occur around the bottom of specific charts. In the case of XRP against Chainlink, we have been assaulted by the communities of Ethereum, Bitcoin, and Chainlink. Right now, those who study blockchains and transactions are criticizing us and referring to us as X liquidity. It's humorous now, but when will all of this FUD happen? What do you people notice about all these charts if you just glance at them? Bitcoin versus Ethereum and XRP versus Ethereum. Bitcoin is far superior. Here XRP is holding up far better than Bitcoin. However, these additional charts, which serve as the catalyst for the FUD efforts, are oversold. At what point have we reached oversold levels? Correct? I find it strange that all of this is happening around the time that the charts are oversold, people. Correct? This must always have a rationale for being released at this time, correct? From the UK's Crypto Inside. At the moment, everyone despises XRP, even the holders. Every post I make receives several comments about how XRP is useless, that they can no longer handle it, or that they have sold. I don't understand. For example, are people mentally well? As in, what's happening to people? As in, I'm not sure. Due to people are tired of XRP reaching all-time highs. Do you know what I want? Just let it loose. Ripple. Aim for 50 cents for XRP, for us to purchase at a lower cost. It would practically force everyone with weak hands to sell right away. Therefore, I wish it does. In the event that it fell back down. To be honest, that would be the best course of action. If they don't want this valuable XRP to end up in the hands of weak people, well, if I were them, I would act in that manner. Correct? Make it move downward. Ignore it. Everyone is angry at XRP for doing nothing, you know. However, as you can see from the graphic, it has accomplished a lot. What else would you like it to accomplish? Correct? And it will continue to accomplish a great deal. People simply lack the patience. Guys, try to picture sitting through this entire time. And now that you're getting started, I suppose it's the people that bought here because they aren't complaining. Additionally, they only notice a slight increase in the P pump, or consolidating, I suppose, which is why they're whining. Lawman now claims that the ordinary person's return isn't even close to reasonable. It's AAA plotting to be lucky enough to purchase the bottom. However, it isn't the case. Oh, the extra P at the bottom for 7 years isn't reality, is it? Such as, how did it go? You see, I was aware. Remember how we said that these folks will be disparaging us and saying that we were fortunate to have purchased the bottom. Here he states it quite literally. It's a plot applauding to be lucky enough to purchase the bottom, but that's not reality. That isn't the case when extra people have been earning 20 cents for 7 years in a row. Do any of you recall those times? I don't understand then. I genuinely don't know what those who purchased during the peak are. Where do you have to be lucky to get the best deal? The bottom lasts for years, whereas the tip top only lasts for a day or a few days at most. Alright, so I don't want to hear that, guys. To me it's simply mind-blowing. It really is now. It's amusing that Larry Fink is unable to discuss XRP. I am unable to discuss XRP. I am unable to discuss XRP. The CEO of BlackRock, Larry Fink, once said, he is undoubtedly aware of XRP, so why are they unable to discuss it? The forbidden fruit is it. It's the Voldemort, as you might call him. We seem to have a hidden society of our own. You see, you all laughed when you viewed this video. After watching this video, I'm attempting to determine why BlackRock hasn't submitted an additional PATF application yet. Why, in your opinion, hasn't BlackRock submitted an additional PATF? This isn't the reason, in my opinion. She reportedly paid about $2 for it and got a change. She's up about $500,000. This reason isn't the reason. Do you know what it is? Well, I'm not sure. Vitalik might be aware. Even while these large institutions like BlackRock are applying for Ethereum ETFs and already have a lot of money invested in ETH, this is their custom, by the way. We live in a bizarre world, and while Vitalik Buterin is dancing, they try to attack us, and ETH will perish as a result. For this reason, Bitcoin will as well. Do you believe we are lying? According to Vitalik, there is a 20% probability that quantum computers will crack current cryptography before 2030. What is he aware of that the retail people are unaware of? The days of Bitcoin are numbered. Zach's XBT will serve as Satoshi's exit liquidity before he sells his entire stack. I really can't wait for today, but this isn't a financial vice. To be honest, I can't let them burn, because they aren't financial jerks. But it was wonderful to meet them. See you later.